So, hello and good afternoon to whoever I may be speaking to out there on this fine afternoon day. It is May 25th of 2022, and as the title suggests below, I'm here to talk to you about my 1 year update since I had a orbital fracture surgery, which occurred about 366 days ago. It's probably my last update because nothing's changed in a long time, and I really don't think anything else is going to change in the near future. So, yeah, to start off, to recap, I think my last update was maybe about 11 months ago. So, I had a medial wall, if I remember right, an orbital floor fracture in this eye right here. As a result, I had double vision whenever I looked up and to the left. And I noticed my left eye, or actually my right eye, would be continuously stressed out between the injury and when I got it fixed. I've had one doctor tell me it's because it was this eye overcompensating for that eye. I had my other doctor, the one who actually performed the surgery, said that doesn't happen. He says I was just studying too hard. I was studying for the Texas bar exam at the time. Yeah, lots changed in a year though. I managed to get my bar license done in 2 states. I'm a practicing attorney now. I'm speaking to you from my home office. Sorry it's kind of dark in here, but this is where I do projects like this, is in my office. That's where it belongs. But yeah, anyway, I had a fracture in 2 spots, medial wall, orbital floor. Between my injury and my surgery, I think the time was, I want to say it was about 11 weeks, pretty late. You're supposed to get these things done within 2 weeks. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're either very curious or you've done this research yourself already. So I don't need to continue to reiterate that, I don't think. But yeah, after the surgery, my eye wasn't sunken anymore. I don't think you can tell. Most people can't. I certainly can. But this eye was the one that was operated on. There's still about 1.5 millimeters of anophthalmos. I think that's how it's pronounced. And that term refers to the basically one eye is pushed in further than the other one. This one, it's not actually pushed in, it's sunk in about 1.5 millimeters. And yeah, that still happens. It's still present. Like I said, I don't think it's even noticeable. 1.5 millimeters is pretty small. The pencil here, I think I read somewhere that 1 millimeter. I'm from America. We don't use the metric system, so and I'm not a construction worker either. But a millimeter should be about the tip of a pencil, I think. So 1.5 of that, it's pretty small of a difference. But before that, it was, I think, about 3 or a little over 3 millimeters. So you could definitely tell at that point. One eye was definitely sunken in. This lid was so much thicker. There was basically a separation between the skin on my eye and the skin up here. There's like a gap. But now everything folds correctly. This eye folds a little bit different. I'm not even going to get up here and try to do all that stuff for you, but if you look real close, I don't think you can tell in person unless I point it out and you awkwardly stare close at my face for a while. Even my own fiance, she says she doesn't notice a thing. So, but I do notice also that this is where all the cutting happened. This is where the surgery really took place, was underneath this eye right here. So I can definitely tell this lower eyelid is a little bit, I don't know, sewn upwards. I don't know. So this eye in turn is a little bit more shut. Again, I don't think it's really noticeable to anybody who didn't know I had the surgery, whom I didn't have allowed to be that close to me, and to whom I haven't allowed to study my face extensively. So, the road to recovery. Well, first, going into the surgery, it's not a life-threatening surgery unless you consider the 0.005% chance you'll die from the anesthesia. I'd rather just not even think. So think you're more likely to die on the way to the hospital. So driving to the hospital yourself on the freeway. I mean, um, so there was really no risk of dying from the surgery. There was, I assume, risk that it wouldn't come out cosmetically appropriate. There's a small chance of going blind during the surgery, really, really small. Again, I almost wouldn't want to consider it. Um, yeah, there's a few risks, so it was a bit of a scary operation. The scariest thing is that they are, cutting my face open. And, you get through that. It does suck, but, man, anesthesia is one hell of a tool, man, because, I didn't even realize I had the surgery when I woke up. I thought I was still in pre-op. So that was nice. I gotta admit, not knowing the surgery even happened until someone told me. Sure takes a weight off your chest. Um, yeah, afterwards, definitely some swelling for a while. Had to clean out the eye. I think I covered all that in my previous videos. I had some swelling. I wouldn't even call it swelling. It was like a tissue hardening kind of under here on this eye as compared to this eye. And that lasted for a long time. I would say that lasted for about 3 to 4 months. I don't remember when it went away. I stopped checking, I stopped caring, and then I noticed maybe, like I said, about 3 or 4 months later, I was like, huh, it's not super stiff when I touch this anymore. I was, I don't know, right after the surgery, you kind of worried. I'm like, oh man, is there like pieces of my eye flesh still protruding out from my lower orbital rim, and though thankfully that wasn't the case. It was just, I guess it was just scar tissue accumulating. Um, yeah, my vision's been perfect since. I noticed I have a few more floaters in my left eye than before, um, but again, that's hardly even a factor. I mean, I had floaters before that too. I don't know. I got really lucky with how everything turned out, with how late it was between my injury and the surgery. Um, how there was a lot of things going on in my life why I couldn't get it done in time as much as I'd like. Um, Not all of it was in my hands as to why I got delayed, but that's outside the scope of this video. But I got it done. But there's a if there's that big of a time difference, there's definitely risk that your eye's not going to go back to looking fully normal again. That you're still going to have the visual issues of looking left and up, or depending on your injury. My break was also pretty bad. I assume if it's just a crack in one of those bones, they're not even going to operate. I don't think. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure from what I've heard that small fractures, there's no point in going in there and operating on it. It'll heal on its own. It just takes a long time. Mine definitely did need to be operated on for me to go back to normal. Um, and I had some headaches. The headaches kind of felt like something was pinching the back of my eyeball, like in the behind my eyeball. I know it sounds weird, but it was like a twitch of pain that lasted for about 2 months. A lot more prevalent early on than later. Yeah, and for the most part, like I said, there was like that tissue hardening issue I had for a few months, but for the most part, the swelling went down after about 2 weeks. That's for the most part how you're gonna end up looking after the surgery. Man, I wish the lighting was better in here for you guys to really see it. But I got back to wearing my contacts. Whenever I go hiking or running, or for the purposes of this video, so you can see the symmetry of my eye afterwards, I wore my contacts, but usually I stick with my glasses now. But yeah, ultimately it all worked out pretty well. If you're thinking about having the surgery, I'd say all the real challenges that's going to go along with it are going to be from the moment you have your surgery until I'd say about a month afterwards. Now that I think about it, also there were some issues when I would if I stepped too hard when I was walking, it kind of felt odd in my eye. I definitely didn't lift anything over 40 pounds for at least 2 months after I had the surgery. Probably should have waited even longer. Um, but now I can lift things just fine. Um, I can lift as much as my body will let me. My eye has nothing to do with my limitation anymore. I just need to work out more, I guess. Um, yeah. What else can I say about it? But yeah, I'd say you'd be back to normal in about three months at most. Visually, as far as how things look and the actual lacerations, the actual cuts that all heal within a few months. But yeah, I was pretty much back to tip top shape within 3 months. I definitely don't partake in anything that will cause me to get hit in the face anymore. Um, yeah, definitely not. It kind of has impaired me for the rest of my life in a way, but my doctor says I could go back into full on contact sports if I wanted to. He says that because I have a titanium implant that covers not just the part where it's broken, pretty much the whole bottom eye socket. He removed the bones on the bottom of my eye socket, and it's just titanium now, and titanium's stronger than bone. So he says it'd be fine, but my body just tells me don't do that. I just have an instinct against getting hit in the face now, and yeah, I don't partake in football or tackle football or boxing anymore like I used to. So, but that's not a big deal. I'm getting kind of older anyway. Trying to sit back and relax and all that. My job doesn't force me to lift or really any risk of something hitting me in the face. So it's always nice to work at a desk, you know. But yeah, that's really about it. I've already gone on for 12 minutes, mostly rambling. So yeah, so this is how I look now. I think it looks just fine. Hopefully you do too. Hopefully your surgery goes well if you end up getting this. And if you were just interested in learning about orbital fractures, I hope I was of entertainment or of use to you. So this is probably going to be the last video I post about this. So if you ever have questions, leave a comment and I'll get back to it as soon as I can. And good luck to you if you're considering this surgery. I know it's a scary time. Most people won't get it because it's not a life-threatening surgery, but it's, just to put it bluntly, it's a bit traumatic, having your face cut open, having your eye cut open, so just know that you're not alone. Other people have had this happen before, and they got decades of research on the best approaches to it, so as long as you seek out a doctor you're comfortable with, I would trust that you'd be in good hands, assuming he has the correct certifications, which he will if you go to that doctor. So, alrighty, thank you for listening, and hope all is of help. Bye.